Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Haniza binti Poli.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. My name is Saif Akmal bin Shamsuddin. Number matric 190192.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Syakir bin Muhammad Bizanuddin, CN 190185.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Akmal bin Muhammad Nazri, matric number CN 190157.
I am Nur Zafira binti Ahmad Jafri, DN 180022.
Whee! I'm Aura. Let me introduce the rainwater harvesting system to you. The dark clouds are huddling together. That's my cue. Let's go! The rainwater harvesting system collects the rainwater for car wash, clothes washing, and cleaning toilets. It is even clean enough to water plants in a garden. Firstly, the fallen raindrops are collected through rainwater downpipe. Next, the leaf filter in a system removes debris in the rainwater, such as leaves and branches. They are dissolved contaminants in the rainwater. Thus, in the third step, the first flush of contaminated rainwater is diverted into chamber and will be discarded via dripping method. Once the chamber is full, clean rainwater flows to the custom-made rainwater tank. Lastly, the clean harvested rainwater can be recycled and reused. Let's go green with Aura and bring rainwater back to your home.
Malaysia is a tropical country which is relatively rich in water resources with an average annual rainfall of 2,400 mm. Unfortunately, most rainwater in Malaysia is not commonly used by people as an alternate sources of water supply, and yet it is wasted. That could also lead to flash floods and soil erosion. Technique of rainwater harvesting will benefit all users in a variety of ways. Reduction of monthly household water bills, prevention of floods and soil erosion phenomena, minimal usage of clean water from direct water sources, and last, for emergency use. With the population and urban area increase year by year in the country, the demand of water supply will increase regarding the population and urban area increasing. In fact, the key components of rainwater harvesting are catchment area, conveyance, first flush, storage tanks, and also distribution. As proposed for the system of water harvesting in Malaysia, which stated in this thesis, is the efficiency and quality of the system, regulate the use of pipe water, subsidize, storage tank, and elevated site.
With the topic of rainwater harvesting, I will present about the introductions. Introduction to rainwater harvesting. Firstly, we talk about water. Water is essential and basic need for human, animals, plants since the early life beginning on Earth. By a research, there was estimation around 350 litre per day used by human and for indoor use only. This including washing, cleaning, drinking, and etc. The most contribution in water use was in flushing a toilet and taking a bath or shower. Now we talk about rainfall. Since Malaysia was located near Southeast Asia and near the equator, basically Malaysia will receive almost every month of rainfall. In fact, in Peninsular Malaysia only, on average, they will receive around 2,500 mm annually of rainfall. Okay, now we talk about rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is one of the many forms of collecting rainfall as an alternative way of water supply. This alternative way of water supply can be used for household, industrial, and commercial. The main component of rainwater harvesting is catchment area, distribution, and storage tank. With all of these components achieved, the water supply is ready to use by the consumer. This rainwater harvesting does benefit the user in many different ways, such as reduce water bill. One of the green technologies encouragement, provide alternative water supply, reduce stormwater flooding and soil erosion, and for the use with limited water supply, meeting higher demand of water supply, and available water in case of emergency such as dry season.
2.0 Literature Review 7-step rainwater harvesting design. First, catchment area. Rainwater can be harvested from roof and surface runoff. Size and type of material for catchment area will factor the rainwater volume. 2. Rainwater volume calculation. The rainwater volume calculation is determined by MSMA guidelines, local authority guidelines, GBI water efficiency calculator, rainwater needs and rainfall. 3. Pre-tank rainwater filtering. Filtering leaf and debris from downpipe to prevent water contamination. Self-cleaning filtering for easy maintenance and removal of leaf or debris. 4. First flush diverter. Keep the most contamination rainwater out of rainwater tank. 5. Storage tank. Tank is used to collect and store the filtered rainwater. 6. Safe and secure accessory. To secure entry and exit point of rainwater harvesting and preserve water quality by keeping animal, insect, dirty water out from tank. 7. Monitor and maintenance system. Inspect and maintain rainwater harvesting system and for every 3 months to optimize the system performance. History of rainwater harvesting. When we first started farming the land and needed to find new ways of irrigating crops, the collections and storage of rainwaters went back thousands of years. Civilization was far more advanced in the Indus Valley than we may think nowadays. Animals vast in many of the ancient cities that still remain that we cut into the rock to collect water when there was torrential rainfall. The construction of water harvesting on top of the roof of houses is another technique which has been used in India for hundreds of years. Okay, next, I will explain about benefit rainwater harvesting in Malaysia. There are 3 factors. First, economy. Second, environment. Third is technology and social. First, for economy, rainwater harvesting in a dry and highly populated urban area is less attractive under the present low water tariff scenario. Annual domestic cost saving up to RM975.24 per year per house. Next, for environment, rainwater harvesting is predicted to reduce or prevent flooding by 10%. Reduce dependency on pipe water and delay the development of new storage infrastructure. Third, technology and social. Effective control of stormwater and water conservation as well as an alternative water resources. Improve household water management in rural area and reduce water-related health risks.
For water crisis factor in Malaysia, future rainfall in several Malaysian states is projected to decrease due to the effect of climate change. Malaysia can be classified as one of the countries where domestic water consumption is high, ranging from 209 to 228 liters per capita per day. This water crisis could become problematic, especially the poor who really need to allocate a larger percentage of income to clean water. River resources have been fully exploited in some highly developed and populated areas, such as Selangor, Putrajaya and Kuala Lumpur. For the water crisis in Malaysia, Malaysia faced a serious water crisis in 1998 because of El Nino phenomena. Klang Valley is one of the critical places having the water crisis. Water crisis happened in 2020 because of water population at Sungai Semenyih and main pipe broken at Klang. Government stepped to introduce the harvesting of rainwater. When three reservoir dam in Klang Valley, Klang Gate Dam, Batu Dam and Semenyih Dam suffered a substantial drop in water level after the El Nino phenomenon. In February 1998, the Ministry of Housing and Local Government produced a guideline on installing a rainwater collection and utilization system in 1999. Nahrim collaboration with the other government agencies pursuing R&D on rainwater harvesting with a focus on hydrological and hydraulic design in support of the government interest in rainwater harvesting. The government is aiming to install rainwater harvesting system in new government buildings and school for its long-term plan. The government of Malaysia has long implemented in rainwater harvesting system, particularly in government, public buildings and residence.
As the conclusion, this paper was evaluate the review of rainwater harvesting in Malaysia, which the idea of the sustainability in managing the water sources of water harvesting system should be well responded by all Malaysians. In our country Malaysia, we absolutely have the opportunity due to the average rainwater flow rate, which is higher than 2000 mm per year. In advance, we could grab numerous advantages due to this practical effort in Malaysia. Eventually, the action towards water harvesting in Malaysia had some obstruction issues, such as high money investment, low public and media awareness, and lastly, low of government incentive. Second, impact of water harvesting is also weak as according it's more valuable for wide-scale use like the commercial building rather than domestic. Last and essentially, to gain majority acceptance of Malaysian towards the water harvesting system as a common technological use must include an appropriate incentive, several improvements in each side of organization team, and some policy of implementation act.
I will present for the recommendation. For the first recommendation is efficiency and quality. Rainwater blend with both soluble and insoluble material from the surface on which it falls and absorb dust and contaminants. If the rainwater obtained is intended for household use, it must first be filtered. A liquid alum solution may also be applied to the incoming raw water to attach the fine suspended particle into larger particles that remove from the drinking water unacceptable color, turbidity, and aluminium. Refiltered water can then be disinfected by soda water or treated to destroy infectious agents. For the second recommendation is regulate the use of pipe water. In educating the public first through formal and informal platform, particularly among school children, Malaysia could emulate such a strategy, such as its regulation and guidance. The gain could be underlined by the availability of suitable instruments such as software for rainwater harvesting, including system design and economic evaluation. Then, other tools that could be added to encourage RWH is government is to restrict the use of pipe water, especially during critical periods. In my continuous for the recommendation is the subsidies. Rainwater harvesting is developed countries are noted to be less desirable. This is due to the high cost of installation and maintenance. The support from the government contributes to the success of RWHS in developed countries. It is possible to introduce subsidy schemes to boost the adoption of the RWHS in Malaysia. Warehouse tank, a storage tank with ample capacity to store and hold. The tank should be designed to optimize the accumulation of rainwater, the catchment area as well as the necessary storage capacity to meet them. Water has to be refilled by rainwater. For the elevated side, the need to pump out water for ground level use such as car wash, gardening is obviated by a tank placed at a height. A pump will be needed to supply water to any user point. Care should be given to supply to provide adequate support and base for the tank size has been mounted.